Chapter 144. Prepared a surprise. What are you talking about? Clearly… Diana was so furious at Ava's words that she shot to her feet, but before she could finish, Adrian cut her off. Yes, Ava and I married for business reasons. Don't misunderstand, everyone. Adrian's voice was deep and magnetic, his attitude purely businesslike. Diana wanted to speak again, but received a warning look from Adrian. His dark pupils held thin ice, and when that gaze shot straight at her, it was bone-chillingly cold. A chill ran down Diana's back. She opened her mouth, but ultimately could only sit down, swallowing her anger. Was Adrian blind? Ava was clearly using him to upset Grace. Yet he went along with her story about a business marriage. Business marriage? Those 4 words were laughable. But her classmates seemed to believe it. They'd all witnessed how Adrian used to love Ava, yet they believed this nonsense about a marriage arrangement. This was infuriating. Grace's hands hidden under the table gradually clenched. She'd already decided not to love Adrian anymore, yet her emotions were still so easily affected. This feeling disgusted her. It wasn't that she hadn't thought about refuting Ava's words, but she had to consider Hart Group. When Adrian had made her issue that statement about calling off the engagement, insisting it was her decision, it must have been to prevent Ava from attracting gossip after marrying him. How devoted of him. But he'd never thought about how deeply he'd hurt her. Diana nudged Grace. "Grace, don't mind that pair of dogs." Grace forced a shallow smile. "I'm fine." From the corner of her eye, she saw Adrian picking fish bones out for Ava, and a faint mockery touched her lips. When they ate together, Adrian had said fish had too many bones and was too troublesome. He never ordered fish. Even though she loved eating fish, fish never appeared on the table when they dined together. "Owen, I never expected that after a few years, you'd transform into my brother-in-law." Ava crossed her arms, smiling warmly. She leaned lazily against the glass railing, looking at Owen standing beside her. Ava had to marvel at the connection between her and Grace. Grace just loved finding men Ava had already used. What peculiar taste. I also didn't expect that after 5 years, you'd go from being a non-marriage advocate to a married woman. Owen's brow moved slightly as he turned his head, his words carrying a hint of coldness. "Business marriage. Didn't you hear just now, Owen?" Ava casually withdrew her gaze. "Right. You're dating my sister now, so naturally you wouldn't pay attention to my affairs. I should go. My husband is waiting for me." With that, Ava turned to leave. As she was about to walk away, her arm was suddenly grabbed. "She's not my girlfriend." Owen softened his voice, a hint of helplessness in his tone. "My cousin just asked me to act the part." A faint smile rippled through Ava's eyes. Is that so? How could her ex possibly fall for Grace? "But I really am married." Ava turned, peeling Owen's hand away finger by finger. "Actually, my sister is quite nice. She's so close with Diana. You could try getting to know her better. Maybe you'll come to like her. You know I won't." Why say such things to wound me? Owen's gaze fell on Ava's face. "Since you've changed your mind, why not come find me?" "When we broke up, I told you I'd keep waiting for you." Ava pressed her lips together, a faint melancholy touching her brow. "My husband is extremely powerful. I couldn't refuse him. I have to think of my family." Owen's brow furrowed. "He threatened you?" Ava remained silent. The reason she'd broken up with Owen was actually also because of a proposal. Owen was 7 years older and had wanted to marry her when she turned 20, which had terrified her. Getting married at 20? How desperate would she have to be? She still had her whole wonderful life ahead of her. How could she give it up for Owen? So, she'd fabricated the lie about being against marriage. Owen had seemed greatly shocked at the time. Like Wesley, he couldn't quite accept it. But she hadn't given Owen a chance to hesitate or struggle. She'd broken up with him directly. Owen hadn't agreed to the breakup at first. He'd said if she didn't want to marry, they could continue dating. He didn't mind being strung along. But she'd found it boring, so she'd broken up without hesitation. When they broke up, Owen had told her that if she changed her mind, she could find him anytime. He'd always be waiting. Owen took her silence as confirmation. "He actually dared threaten you." Anger flared in Owen's eyes. I'm doing quite well now. You don't need to stand up for me. I should head back. It's cold here. You should go back soon, too. Ava was afraid Owen might impulsively run off and fight with Adrian. That wouldn't be good at all. If you need help, you can come to me anytime. I won't be returning to France for now. Ava softly said, "Thank you." "How's Seven doing?" Owen asked. "Seven's doing well. I'll bring him to see you when I have time." If there's no time, don't blame me. Right now, Seven lived at the Rosewater Lane Villa. The chance of him coming out to see Owen was nil. If Adrian found out, she'd be finished. Ava didn't say more to Owen and turned to leave the terrace. Walking back to the private room, she found Adrian waiting for her at the door. She broke into a smile and took his arm. "Adrian, why are you out here? Seeing how long you'd reminisce with your old flame?" Adrian looked at her with a half smile. Ava's heart sank. She suddenly remembered that photo album. Adrian knew all her exes. I was just telling him to treat Grace well and not let her find out I dated him before, so she won't suspect I'm trying to steal her boyfriend again. "Adrian, let's go home. I prepared a surprise for you." Ava blinked at Adrian. Adrian pressed his lips together and said coolly, "Now I'm not your emotionless husband you were forced to marry for family reasons?" Ava mentally cursed his pettiness. "Adrian, you know the nature of my work. If I didn't say that, people would misunderstand that I was the third party who came between you and Grace." Ava shook Adrian's arm coquettishly. "I'm sorry, okay? At worst, tonight whatever you say goes. I promise I won't contradict you one bit." She held up 3 fingers in a swearing gesture. "You're sure?" Adrian's brow arched slightly, his eyes holding ill intent. Ava's right eyelid twitched violently. She had a premonition. She was in for a rough night. "Of course." Ava smiled sweetly. If Adrian really pushed her too far, don't blame her for losing her manners. Adrian put his arm around Ava's shoulders and walked out. The reunion really wasn't that interesting. With their purpose achieved, Adrian naturally had no desire to stay longer. When they walked out of the restaurant, the driver was already waiting. Ava got in the car first. Once Adrian sat down, she pressed against him, hugging his waist. "Adrian, I've already chosen the wedding dress design. The design sketches are on my tablet. I'll show you when we get home." Her wedding ring and dress were both designed by very famous international designers. The 2 designers had only sent her the sketches last month. Some details needed modification. They'd only been finalized yesterday. She was also selecting the suit Adrian would wear. "Look at them tomorrow." Adrian's fingers traced over Ava's face, his tone carrying deeper meaning. He lowered his head and kissed Ava's pink lips heavily. "Didn't you prepare a surprise for me? Do you really think there'll be time tonight?" Big pervert. Ava leaned forward and kissed Adrian back without backing down. From the corner of her eye, she glanced at the windshield. Seeing the green light ahead, she deepened the kiss without reservation. Crash! The violent impact made Ava's pupils dilate suddenly. Before she could see what had happened, darkness engulfed her vision.